Hmm.
Okay, now you're live. Bam!
The stream is live. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack.
I'm just Susan.
Seriously.
Change it back. I'm trying to lighten the mood.
That's not lightening the mood, dude. Really. You want? Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go public with a thing. You know, I'm gonna put you in there as me, so it could really get confusing.
You did.
I
You changed
know.
my name to Jeep.
Yep.
Well, hold on. You got to change your name to Chris, and Jack has to change his
I'm
name
not
to.
Chris. So anyway, and I'm Jeep, and that's Jeep also because he won't say his real name. No, just kidding.
Keep it incognito.
Yeah, exactly. He's an alias. So
Secret Service.
anyway, we are here to discuss some
007.
stuff, and hopefully they can entertain you while I try to fix some streaming stuff. Wow, that long pause of quiet between you two means I need to be entertaining. Did y'all want to talk to the people that might show up eventually or watch the video?
And gotta say it, we are the Sober
Sober
Brothers.
Brothers.
I'm just Susan.
Yeah, he wants to be Susan. I don't know, but that's okay.
Hey, the way my my life has been turning upside down lately.
Yeah, right.
I'm Susan.
That's your excuse. Okay. Anyway, so today's discussion is about what? And you guys have no idea.
I thought we were going to be discussing the SLS camera system.
Why, yes, we are. Thank you very much. Whether I do get this streamed or not, it's not going live. Okay, bam. I think I got it. So hopefully we're streaming now on our Paranormal Perspectives TV. If you guys somebody want to check that because it looks good to me.
You know, with the SLS, I've got. I can't determine anything to be factual as far as evidence goes.
Well, go ahead. Keep talking.
I mean, you got to think it's mapping everything out it sees. So it's just one giant grid. And go ahead.
So first, let me go somewhere with that one. What do you know about its background? Let's start there.
Well, I know the Kinect comes from the old system, the Xbox 360.
Right. That's important. So tell me about its history. I'm so proud of myself. I did research.
Well, I don't know much about the history.
So the design of the technology of the SLS camera, it was designed to where it uses speckles, a speckle or a pixelation, a lot of beams and a lot of dots, and it goes out and extends itself through depth. So it uses triangulation to detect. Really? Hang on, let me ban this guy. He's got a demon making noises in his own mouth. So it detects the size of the circles. What the system does is it looks for a warp or a shape, and based on that, it says, oh, wait, that looks like that might be something to alert. If it sees the left side of a table leg or the right side of a table leg, then it immediately takes a line and draws it in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the idea behind the Xbox, the Kinect, originally the Kinect was designed for facial recognition. That was horrible. Body recognition. So when someone was what you had to do in the very Kinect 1 was you had to move, and it would tell you shift over here, move your arms. Why do you think that is? So the dots would be able to recognize the body. But the second version of Kinect, which came out, I wish I could tell you the years. I believe the first one was 2011. I think the second one was around 2013, 2014. Somebody tell me how I'm wrong. When that came out, that's when we had a little bit different design in regards to how it presented itself. what it would do is it would have, you didn't have all that movement and motion. Well, the problem was they were trying to battle the Nintendo at the time because Nintendo had that whole interactive thing that they were trying to get their ratings back and the people back in demand with their stuff. So when Xbox did the second version didn't go over well. But other places started to use it because of the fact it detected different things. And what happened? Videos went out that said, hey, it detected something next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
like that kid that thought he saw a ghost in his frames.
Yeah, right. Or that one that talked about the one that sat down on the stairs next to it.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, there was one where the guy's like, oh, it's right over here. I wish I had it. I'm trying to find our messages that I sent out on Facebook.
I know after that, that's when it started becoming a huge thing in the paranormal community.
Yeah.
As far as a vital piece of equipment goes. And
yeah.
And I mean, and I don't mean that in disrespect to anybody. I mean it as a vital piece of equipment.
I got misled. So do you know where it started, that trend?
Like I said, it was somebody that saw that there was
research.
I know who started that trend.
Well, I'm going off of somebody off of YouTube that posted it, and then as they were playing their game, they're playing the video game, and then they had the Kinect on, and then all of a sudden something appears in the Kinect, and now it's just a big viral thing, and then they created the SLS.
Yep. So the first people that I heard about putting the SLS camera out there, and mind you, everyone thought it was a great opportunity. No one, when the technology rolls out, the first thing we do is we look at it, we go, yes, and we jump on it, especially paranormal community, because we really are dying to have something that's going to be definitely giving us information, definitely educating us about what it does. In the fact that it'll detect something. If I have a chance to detect something all the time, I'm going to buy that gadget. That's what we do. I mean, well, generally. So when it rolled out, a certain show that we don't say the name of, which most people know very well,
Sober
did a
Brothers?
show.
Oh, wait, the other one.
No. We're talking the shows on TV, paranormal shows on TV.
I know which one you're talking about.
Who owns a paranormal museum?
Yeah.
A haunted museum, I should say.
Yep. His tech designed this, took the box of the SLS. I have one. I should bring it out. I wish I was ready. Took that part, put it with a handle, put it with an iPad or Surface tablet, Windows 7, and put them connected and walked around. And this image that detects the dots went out, found these things that suddenly appeared, and that was it. And people started getting them, trying to look at how they can get one. And he started selling his for about $1,000. Well, from there, people started making their own. Sorry, my delays. I'm trying to find my video.
I didn't know that part.
Yep. So you could buy it for $700, $800 at one point, or dang, I hate these pass keys. Come on, Google. I don't need a pass key. Note to Google, if you ever watch this video, quit. So from there, I started making their own connections. I have one that we use because I suggested that the group I'm with, that we use it at a very well-known legendary place in Seminole, Oklahoma. And we did. Now, here's the thing about that perspective of equipment, as we've all talked about. I know I'm the rambler right now, and I apologize. I'm trying to find my stuff. Sorry, y'all. So the thing about this, where is my, man, I got to find my, I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. This is the last minute. We're trying to check our technology. So the thing about it is, when we use this piece of camera equipment, as I was using it, there were chairs out in front of everybody. Like there was a whole, because we knew we were going to be a lot of people on the tour. They sat down in the chairs. Well, before they did, I tested the camera out and saw that it was chair leg. Boop, there goes the leg for the skeleton. So if you don't know the SLS camera, it creates a stick figure image. And there are a lot of paranormal groups that, not as many anymore, but some of them use it. Now, there's another thing called the XLS, a LiDAR system. Basically what it is, if you look at the videos for version 1 of Kinect, it has the same thing. Color layout, color interface has the same technology. So the system, I'm trying to think of how to word this. I love pauses because anybody watches and they're listening to ramble, blah, 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 blah. That's like a magic trick. So anyway, the system, what it did was it went out and saw those chairs. It created these stick figures based on the legs of the chairs. So I asked for a certain native Seminole Nation boy, I think it's Seminole Nation, if he wanted to dance around and have fun, it could. The craziest thing was some shape showed up diagonally in the image. So was it real? Was it not? That's basically where we're coming from with it. Hang on. Here's my video. This explains. Oh man, I need to find my notes. Jack, I wish I had my notes from last time because I had everything written out so well and I was so prepared, and now I feel like a goofball.
Excuse me.
Jeez, I don't feel like a goofball anymore. I'm glad I'm not next to you. I got wet from that. Woo!
Oh, I think I got wet more ways than one.
Phew! That was a big one. I'm sorry, guys. We'll have to continue the video stuff to next time. But did you lose any brain cells on that one? But anyway, so the SLS camera. No, I think it flew out of your nose. If it flew in your nose while you sneezed, that'd be unbelievable. Do you feel better?
I feel like I'm going to sneeze again.
By the way, Jack, you have a spot in the middle of your camera. Just kidding. It was like a little white orb. Wish Jeff was here so I could say that. It disappeared when you moved your face. No, there it goes.
Got orbs. Orbs.
It's your light refraction coming off the light behind you. I went, dude, did he sneeze and make a blotch on his window?
Oh.
So anyway,
my background is missing.
So anyway, that's what happens with the SLS camera. It takes a whole bunch of dots, reaches them out, spreads it across the in front of it. Someone will need to correct me. I think it's infrared. I can't remember, but it uses those dots. The bigger the dot, the farther back it is. The shorter the dot, the more narrow it is, and it uses those triangulations. It shoots it forward, and that's what it assimilates what it thinks is the stick figure based on the warping along the table legs or the body of the chair. There goes a guy valet trash my apartment. Yes, it's awesome. So the concept of an SLS camera sounds good, sounds great, but too many false positives. That's my personal opinion. Have y'all used one at all?
No,
I haven't.
All right, I'm gonna find a video that I'm just gonna try to locate one right now and see what I can find. I don't care who it is. We call them out. We gotta call them out. Give me about a few seconds of a video. Here we go. 22 seconds. Let's see what this one does. Let's see what you think about this one.
I'm not going out here.
Please ignore the arguing going on during our podcast.
I gotta go to the bathroom, then fix my cell phone.
Because I tend to be colorful and I get real argumentative sometimes. All right, we're going to do share screen. Okay, I'm going to find my video. Actually, I should argue more because that gets more ratings. Just thinking. All right, let's do this. And I'm going to try to share my screen. Don't anybody look at what I'm looking at. Just kidding. All right. Let's expand this. Let's take a look and see what this looks like. A free alternative to the SLS camera.
I got a free alternative now, huh?
Looks like a great alternative to me. Yeah, that's. I think it does the same thing as the other one, doesn't it? Let's see if we can find something else. Here's part 1 of the SLS camera setup. How long is that one? 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Don't like it. Let's go look for another one. We got time. Oh. 10 minutes, 17 seconds. Hey, whoa. I don't want to show that show. We don't want to get Jack in trouble again.
What is it? One of those Debbie does
It
shows?
was that show I talked about. The one that started it all.
Ah, yeah, we don't want that.
All right. Here's a great example. This is SLS cameras.
That looks like Chris dancing.
And the little toes. No, you mean Susan.
Is that Jessica holding a hand out to him?
It's like the
Jack, you're
Titanic.
terrible.
It's like the Titanic, isn't it? Oh, and it disappeared. So what do you think? Launch again? This is a great example of an SLS camera view.
Is there any way we can debunk maybe where that pink one's coming from and the red one?
That's what I'm thinking. So look, watch this. So if you notice, if it will allow me to rewind, it won't allow me to rewind.
Well, because there's somebody actually in that red one. Okay, so it's mapping out the pink one.
Right.
But you can get towards like where the end is, where it disappears.
Yep. Watch right here. So it starts off back here, right? Notice in the back, this line right here. See that line?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when the system looks at the circles, it says, wait, these dots are getting really warped over here. And then it tries to simulate this warp feeling and this line. And it floats along. Now notice what it does also is if it was a spirit, do you think its leg would go, oh, nervous twitch? Look right here. See that line behind it?
Yep.
Right? So all of a sudden, ooh, it moved its leg weird.
The stand or the wall right there.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a million possibilities to what could cause that to be mapped out in such a way where it looks human, but it's not.
Right, exactly. Let's see what I can find.
As I don't put a whole lot of trust into SLS.
No.
Same with phone apps.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, just to note, Hollingsville, Ohio, if you happen to hear about this and you go peeking at it, because I am known for viral videos sometimes, this is not about you necessarily using it to get ratings. This is about an error that could be occurring when people use these. So I just want to kind of say, don't know what your intentions are. I'm calling out a neutral on this one. Now, here's the thing. If it was working effectively, why would his butt be the legs? I mean, look, it obviously saw its head, right? There's the hands and arms. That's obvious.
Yeah, maps out the head, back.
Mm-hmm.
But then his legs go all the way down to the waist.
Right. So what I think's happening is you have a camera that's a certain distance. It spreads those dots out only a certain height. And it goes, ooh, heads, arms, body. So it misjudges.
Now the other one that popped up, could that be
Yeah.
reflection?
Mm-hmm. Well, it would be reflection because the way the dots are looking, it's really more of a depth, a 3D
Yeah.
image, right? So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like duplicating the person it's mapping out,
yeah, like it could
just
take
in a
it.
smaller sense.
Yeah, like it could take it in. I've seen it, and we'll try to find some while we're talking about it, where it starts to get a nervous twitch, or you'll see they think it's an SLS camera, and it's all squished together. Jeff sent us that one that I wish I could find that we watched that one time. So let's go back again. So what it also does, it does a mirror image. It's reflecting what it's really doing. So right now you see this image. I think it's a mirror image. I think it reflects. But anyway, you notice, who knows what that is right now? You think it would be able to see its feet judging by this illustration, but it's really using this display to do it. So let's watch this screen over here and see what shows up, because that's what happens when you're watching it, is it has two windows.
Where'd you go, girl? Right on the fucking toilet. You ever stay on the back?
Hey, mute my mic.
Yeah, go ahead. Now, do you see all these dots right here? This is really, even though I don't think it was the actual Kinect camera, the videos that you'll see where people are talking about how it's designed, it looks just like that. It creates all these pixelations and dots, and you see the motion of his arm. It's warped. So therefore, it's going to detect his arm in the screen. It should. There you go. How about that one? Jackie, what do you think? You think the ghost is a foot tall?
I kind of doubt it.
Looks like he's squished up in a box.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to say maybe he was transformed, man. I forgot my mic was muted.
He could have been transferred. So this person's in the bed. That bed, I don't think it's 5 feet off the ground. I believe it's a foot, right? So you're telling me that all this squishy dots and everything squished together is actually a person? No. And they said it doesn't detect humans. What's it doing here? It's sucking on his head?
It's detecting his body. It's just not detecting it in a way where it's making any sense.
Right. So what it does is it generates a stick figure, and it goes, well, I think its arms and legs are over here.
Yeah, it's guesstimating.
Yeah. Apparently he has wings and doesn't know it.
Maybe he's an angel.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Tall figure. Let's go back to that. All right. Now, you see there's a line, right? And there's a line of a body right here, a little bit different depth. Because when it takes little dots across the screen, it looks at that depth and it gets warped in its process, right? So look at that. Look where the line is. See where the line is compared to where he was and compared to where the other line was? Watch. Right there. Look, he was, like, if you look at the shadow, he is right there apparently in this image. It looked at his arm that was moving. It looked at this edge and it went, oh, this must be the middle of the leg or the middle of something. It doesn't have a head to simulate in the image. So it says, oh, this must be the body of the person. And then it goes, well, there's not really anything else. In the way the motion went by, it probably, I wish I could go back a little bit. Really? Come on now. You two gotta learn about this. See how his butt was curved. It curved here. Next thing you know, it can't figure out that straight line, so it goes, "Oh, that must be its legs." Well, now the movement's gone, so now it has to wiggle around. All of this is in between a line and what the line is over here. It looked and said that must be the bone of the leg. That's my opinion.
You please stop cussing.
So
Oh,
Well, I don't know when.
good thing is the audio is loud. So it doesn't look like it's waving to me. Do you think it's a wave? You call that a wave? Hey, when's the last time that you waved with your hand deformed against your body? Have you ever? I've never waved like that before, I don't think. I mean, can you wave like that?
No, but apparently a ghost can.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow, look at it. It's doing a dance too. Look at its neck.
mm-hmm. Doing the Egyptian.
It's King Tut. Okay, I'm sorry. What does perfectly mean to you? If I ask for something to wave, what do you call a wave? I would call a wave hand in the air, moving like this. How are you? Right? Not ugh. Perfectly? No. I don't know what kind of waving they do where they investigate, but I don't think that's a perfect wave.
This is my wave.
Is that how you wave?
Here's mine.
This is all-
I gotta look. I gotta look. Go for it, Chris. Show me.
I said, here's how I wave.
Yeah, I believe that. Let him rip, Chris. Let him rip.
Do we have anybody in the audience?
I
Probably
don't see
not,
anyone.
but we'll do it for a video show. We'll just have fun with it. Go with it. We'll finally do our show eventually, right? Okay. No. It looks like an accurate representation. Chris, what's that thing?
Well, first thing I could say, this is just my opinion. It's mapping out the wall and the texture. Maybe there's stairs right there with
Yeah.
little things going up from where the holes are. You see them?
Yeah.
But if you look where it's kind of laned, I don't know where my camera is. It's kind of laned like this.
Oh, I can't.
It's actually right on top of that that angle there, and you can see the outline of it.
Yeah.
And it matches out to where it's going, to where it looks like a neck or whatever, but it's reaching to the other hole that's right above that angle.
Okay, so you're talking about right
So
here?
I'm thinking it's just mapping out the stairwell.
Okay.
That's the only consideration I could say.
Yeah.
It's all it's doing is mapping out that stairwell or whatever that is on the wall.
Okay.
There's nothing paranormal about it.
Jack, how about you?
It looks like it's trying to do what's that old thing? The limbo.
The limbo, right? Okay. I think it caught a ghost. I think it caught a four-legged spider with a funky head sticking up. I mean, it looks real to me. Like, how can you use a piece of equipment every time and tell people it's my favorite one, but you get this? This is not proof of paranormal.
No, it's not.
Again, we've talked before about perspectives. When you get someone who's very enthusiastic, most people that are getting into it or have done it for years, we want something. Chris, you're fishing. You fish. You're a fishing person. You're a fisherman.
Yeah, he fishes for
Right.
balloons.
Yeah, he fishes for balloons. So, so you go
Depends on
fishing.
the tide.
Yeah. So you go fishing, and the line jerks. That's an exciting moment after 5 hours.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Until the line breaks or
little-
you
He
don't
catches
catch
a
it.
little perch about yay big.
yep. And what happens? Chris comes home and talks about that huge fish that bit the line he couldn't get. So it really was a perch. I mean, not saying Chris does that, but that's what happens when you're fishing. You get that big jerk on the line, and really what happened was you didn't realize that your line was at the very bottom, and it hooked onto something almost, and it hit something, and it jerked because you're pulling the line. I mean, you don't know. This is not an example of a ghost, people. SLS camera. You really think it's going to use it every time? I believe the chances of it are going to be about a 0.1%.
Probably. Oh, look, that image was moving around that time.
Oh,
Yeah, go back to
video.
that.
Okay, I'm going to go actually right here because I want to show you that a minute ago, real quick. Remember how you were talking about the stairs, right? All right.
Mhm.
Remember I said that the image is flipped. Watch. Look. Right here. Look.
There's the
Stairs.
stairs.
Him. Right. So now we're going to show you the screen. And hey, look, there he is. And there's the stairs.
Mhm. That's what it's mapping out. It's mapping out the stairwell.
Yeah. Good job, Chris.
And now that it's moving, if you look in the frame, look at all the pixelated deals just flashing.
Yep. And and the thing that he doesn't, and you know, again, I'm trying to be somewhat respectable, but yet I'm too colorful animated about it. The one thing he's not thinking about, which I discovered too, I mean, this is more of my embarrassment of what I went through, is his motion. So when you walk,
Hospital.
Oh,
see,
when you're
he's
debunking, you have to be brutally honest.
yeah.
Well, and to be honest, I've had a lot of people really pissed off because they don't like the idea of their evidence being nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's good because as you know, we talk about we're the sober brothers. We bring sobriety and we bring reality to those situations. And this is a prime example of an easy thing that can be misinterpreted.
You know,
And see, he's moving.
Debunking evidence is all part of paranormal investigation.
Yeah. Pull over this down so I can stop when you guys are talking because they're probably. So the thing about it is that camera is handheld. You're holding it with your hand as a handle, and the top is above that. It's not a light thing. The founder of the paranormal group I'm with right now, she walks around. She can't hold it long, so one of us will hold it. We've designed even a strap, kind of like what he has here. When you're holding the SLS camera, it's on both sides of your shoulder just because it's heavy. It's not a half-pound thing. It's a 5-pound thing that you're walking around with in one hand the whole night if you're using it, usually about an hour. So now here's the other part of this, in my personal opinion. You guys jump in, please. I'm rambling this whole time. So my personal opinion about this is another thing. In paranormal investigating, you've got to use multiple pieces of equipment.
Absolutely.
So, right. So he's saying in this video that we know it happened. Where's your evidence? I mean, I haven't watched the whole video, but I can't say that's it right there.
Well, also too, we weren't there to discover what had happened.
True.
I think there was more added into the video than what should have been added in.
Yeah.
As far as evidence goes.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it becomes a popularity contest.
Yeah. Okay. It jumped into Jack's body.
Oh, I'm possessed.
Yes. But let's see. Maybe he had a reaction after that and didn't realize and said, oh my God, I'm not feeling good.
Can I? Did it show me turning my head backwards, 360 degrees,
So, okay.
and
Sorry.
spitting up pea soup?
I'm going to stop real quick. Sorry, Jack. Say again.
Did it show me vomiting up split pea soup and turning my head a full 360?
So, yeah. Or if you start saying red rum over and over again. Thoughts? There was a millimeter, and it registered 8, and the thing moved.
I don't know, man. I really.
I'm
I think it's odd that it moved like it did.
Right.
But
I'm trying not to lead down the road that I'm going to show, but okay. So interesting that something moved, right? All right. Jack, your thoughts?
I don't know.
All right.
What moved is interesting, but that's not proof of anything.
All right. Here's my technical thoughts of this. Remember that it's doing a whole bunch of pixelated dots and trying to figure out what the body is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the body? So right now it's running these dots across the stairwell and not moving. It's moving because, in my thought, is moving because his hands are moving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you watch, what'd you say?
Pixelation can give the illusion of movement.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it happens. So watch as he moves closer, the computer looks at all the dots out there and it goes, oh, there's the human. Do you see how the legs suddenly moved over?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see it jumping in that process. I do see what he's saying, that the stick figure is shifted.
Mm-hmm.
It shows a stick figure up here in simulation. And then it suddenly disappears. Now, if it saw the body and wanted to recognize that body, it would have showed itself as a figure here.
Mm-hmm.
So it was doing this as a person, and now it's doing this. It says, there it is. What happened?
Yeah, that part where it just comes down like that and reaches out towards him at the angle it did. I mean, that's a little confusing for me. I wouldn't suspect that to do that. I mean, if it was just reflection.
Yeah. Well, I personally don't think it's a good piece of evidence because the way that it comes across, there's what my feeling about it. I'll go here and pull this back up. I'm going to go through it again. I think that personally, let's go back forward. Okay, here we go. So if I was a ghost and I'm going to jump into somebody, but yet, look, now this is really interesting. Now, what the computer does is it thinks it's this thing. This figure is entire human stick figure.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The system looks over and goes, I don't know what I'm doing over here. The limbo. Notice the bone, the dot's gone. The stick that was up in the air is not there anymore. So the computer's going, okay, that's got to be a body over here. Wait a minute. No, it's not. And it goes, I don't know. There I am. And then what it does is it resets itself and recalibrates. And then it zeroes out. And we didn't watch that whole clip during that time what happened after that.
Do you need to go to the hospital?
So I know we got to be neutral with the situation and say yes or I don't think it's evidence. I'm going to stop right now because they do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. I don't think that's evidence enough for me to say, yeah, that's paranormal. That's a ghost.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. It's not paranormal.
Yeah. Let's go on and see what it says. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We've got a line here. We have another line here. If that looks like it might not be a 3D shape, it's two-dimensional. So you've got depth right here, it looks like with a shadow. Somewhat family friendly. All right. It was doing that. Now its head's gone up in the air and it's down on its knees, as he says. Thoughts?
Hey, I'm gonna get off here. I may have to take her to the hospital, whether or not she's saying she's fine or not. But
Okay. All right, man.
she's in a lot of pain.
All right.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Everything's okay. Jack? Thoughts? Oh, say it, man. Go for it.
It's not paranormal.
Okay. And the problem here is when you look at the video and you go back, I'm going to go back a little ways. So, first of all, have you ever had a ghost who needed to have sex so bad it met another ghost and hooked up?
I've heard of such things, but I have never actually seen it.
Yeah. Spectrophilia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But ghost and ghost.
Live person with spirit with spirit. I've heard of spirit sexual encounters.
Really?
Being recorded, but
really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I've never have, but I've not been investigating as long as you have. You know, that's
I've
crazy.
heard of encounters of humans having sexual relations with spirits.
Yeah. To me, it doesn't make sense to me in this situation. It's weird enough to think that some ghost had such an enjoyment in his life or her life that they decided they wanted to show up and get in a position again.
Mm-hmm.
I had such a great time. Or if it was a residual situation, they probably had to be there in that same situation a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it doesn't make any sense what he's saying. From our own carnal thoughts and processes, I could see them thinking that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't make any
Our
sense.
favorite person who shall not be named has stated on his program that he's had encounters with female spirits a few times.
I've had one squeeze my leg.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, this is full blown sexual intercourse with a spirit.
Yeah, it's easy to say. It is easy to say that you've done something with one that you don't even have. You have nothing tangible for anybody. All you can do is tease the public with a perspective,
Unless I see video of it actually taking place, you're just doing what a lot of high school boys and college boys brag about with no evidence whatsoever.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see what he says here. Okay. A lot of dots. We have a line up here, line here, line here. We have a line along the mirror that would cause a warp. We have a line along this because these are tiny dots. All these little edges. So let's see what happens. Okay, all kinds of figures. Okay, that's the mirror. All of that stuff is shadows and legends and everything else. So I don't keep going. Okay, wait. Did they just say an app told them some words? Okay, here we go. Oh, always. Under me. Oh, so really? It looks like a praying mantis.
Mm-hmm.
And then see how the other one came up and suddenly blipped?
Yeah. Some of that could be the dots from the SLS reflecting off of the mirror too.
Yeah. Well, then you also have, look, here's the edge of the mirror, all this railing, but it doesn't go to the thin little line that goes down. It looks for the other part. And if he's moving a lot, it's going to make it hard for it to detect this. Here's the other part of this that I didn't discuss. I, again, wish I had my videos ready. We ran out of time trying to get everything set up. And unfortunately, I don't think anybody's in our place because it's not set up appropriately like it should. I wish it was. The other part of this that gets me is in Microsoft's manual for the Kinect, it says, don't move.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to have time to sync and recognize. And meanwhile, all paranormal people are taking the Kinect and walking around with it and moving.
Mm-hmm.
If your hand moves with a device designed not to move, what happens? It looks and it goes, oh, that must be an arm. And it points and says, yep, that's a body. I mean, the system has to have time. It's not designed to be moved. It's designed to sit on a TV, reach out to you, detect you, and tell the computer, hey, there's a body over there. Instead, we're taking that device that's designed to be stationary and walking around with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think is happening is the dots are moving. I'm sure if we go back, we'll see his hand. The dots are moving. Here, I'll do this way. See how much he's moving? Look at his camera, right? It can't figure out what to do. All those dots. Utilizing that power. Okay, let's go there for a minute. Slow point at the night. Nothing's really going on. Everything's dead. No pun intended.
Looks to me like too they can improve on the algorithm that's being used.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the algorithm is somewhat flawed.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Whole lot of nothing. Oh, but there's the SLS camera.
Mm-hmm.
As he okay, what's behind him right now at the camera angle? So let's go back and let's go look and see what's behind him. And let's guess what it might show. All right, so we're going to stop here. Okay. So we have a box way off the distance, though. We have a ledge right here. That's going to move because he's holding on the camera and moving around with him. So let's see what happens. Now, he's way in front. So the dots are going to look at the warp of his arm to figure out something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remember, the image is flipped, right? What's over here? The frame of a walkway, and probably a door, right? So, something right behind you. It's flipped, and what's that? A door frame area. Now we don't know if that could be erosion off the wall. So therefore, is it a shadow? Okay, so I'm going to go to a video editing tip here.
Okay.
For people who are watching videos and staring at paranormal and getting into it and looking at YouTube, there's this thing called a cutaway, a segue. It's a transition where actual footage gets taken away, removed, and other footage gets placed in its place. What you're about to see is a change in footage that stops what they're showing to go to another clip. Some paranormal groups do an edit because, it's boring. It's logical. It's understandable to do that because you want to keep it entertained. You want to show the evidence you're collecting. It's understandable.
It's not entirely honest either.
You're right. And the reason why is because who knows what happened afterward.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're taking it away and moving to another scene, possibly related to the same thing, but a different camera angle. Why'd you do it? Right there is your cutaway. It went from the person there to the person there. That's not the same footage.
Mm-mm.
And look, there's a big door. Oh, look. What's that? Looks like something that the dots would have gone, hey, there's a shadow here. You know what? That looks like a head. And look right here. See this? That could be a shape with all those dots. And then over here, you have this. So head, hands, big gap here of depth because there's no depth in it. Body. That's what the SLS camera did. See? Look. That was that area, right? Over here, it didn't know what to do. It had a head. So it said, wait, hand, head. Oh, I know. This must be where the other hand is. That means this is the middle.
What is it, Tuffy?
I don't know what it is, but I'm like, Tuffy, he's having fun over there. Okay. Let's go there. Okay, so the spirit was in the door frame. Now his arm's out there, but it's showing in front of his arm.
Mm-hmm.
But what's weird is this looks like a door right here. That didn't look like the same place it was before because you have another door there. See how that door is open?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this weird gap that looks like a door. Look, that's not the same angle they're shooting.
Nope.
There's the opening hole. Interesting. That's pretty cool that they caught EVP in the process. And I have a lot of respect about the fact they put disembodied whispering across and didn't suggest the word here.
Uh-huh.
I really like that they did that.
There's whispering unless it's real clear.
Right.
You don't really know what was being said.
We don't even know. Yeah, and I mean, in actuality, looking at it as an observer who wasn't there, we also don't know if they could have whispered and they didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could have picked up a team member whispering.
Yeah, could have been
whispering something to another member.
Yeah, I'm going to be positive and say that that's probably not the case, because they caught things they felt like with the ILS equipment, and they caught the EVP. I mean, when it comes down to it. So, which is interesting to look at and see and say, was it legit or not, So that being said, we are running into our last 3 minutes, but that's kind of some ideas and evidence about the SLS camera and why I think it's, as much as I used to think it was cool and looked really neat and something entertaining, maybe for a tour of newer people who want to see lights flicker and cameras move, angles and stuff and get some entertainment value. But from a paranormal standpoint or paranormal investigation standpoint, most of the stuff, even watching those videos, to me, at least me thinking, no, it's not a good piece of equipment to use.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Well, lights flickering and things like that. A flickering light could be bad light bulb. Could also be faulty circuit.
Yeah.
Could also be something from the electric company's end.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing, that's why I say we need to look for the natural, common sense, logical explanations.
Yeah.
Rule those out before going to paranormal.
Yeah, always look for normal before you look at paranormal. You always go to normal first. Yeah. Yeah.
And same with equipment like the SLS camera, ghost boxes, Ovilus.
Yeah. Even a compass or anything else, everything needs to be proven and validated.
Mm-hmm.
You need multiple pieces of equipment to do the same thing at the same time. They did a good job. That group did a good job, I think, of having multiple equipment, evaluating the multiple equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They demonstrated they know their stuff because they're using equipment and making sure temperature had a fluctuation, energy in a millimeter, there was a reading. They were doing good at associating combinations of things.
Absolutely, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I just think that the equipment...
Just don't rely on one piece of equipment. Use other equipment and other means to validate what you found.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we are out of time here shortly. Couple seconds. Oh, that's the end of the show right there. I said it at the right time. So 8 o'clock, the streaming on our Paranormal Perspectives TV goes away. We're ending it there, but I'll see about moving this over to YouTube at least to have the show on there and get our episodes moved. Hope you enjoyed it. And next week we will continue with another thing, work to get our streaming up. If we can't get the streaming up, we're going to create videos of it. So thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, sure. We're going a minute over now.
Yep. Thank you. Take care.